Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So if you are contemplating buying the Division 2 or getting into the game, I think this is a perfect opportunity for you to be able to do so at a very low cost. Now, a lot of you have been mentioning in the comment section, those are people who've been watching, my channel, that, the Division 2 right now on Epic Games Store is only $5. Now, I do understand the concern about Epic Games because a lot of people have said they don't want to deal with Epic Games Store because of the exclusivity, but I have no loyalty to Steam, so I do buy my games wherever I feel like I want to or wherever I feel like there's a good price opportunity. And if you're not averse to Epic Games Store, I think this is actually a very cool opportunity for you to be able to get into the game. Now, if you do get into the game, there are a few things that I want to kind of, put out there for those who are most likely new in terms of the game. And for those of you who are veterans, if there's anything I don't add in the game, please do so in the comment section so that people who are trying to pick up the Division right now for very little can get some background information from the OG community, as it seems. Now, one thing you do have to know is that the Division 2 is also on sale on Uplay as well, and I think PlayStation is also doing a sale. I don't know about Xbox currently, but I'm speaking from the perspective of PC in that sense. Now, when you get the Division 2 for the price point that you get at around the $10 to maybe $15 price point, and this is for the basic edition. I'm not speaking about the gold or, ultimate edition or whatever. You're going to be getting yourself a very solid PvE game. In fact, I can almost estimate that you'll be getting yourself about 40 hours of gameplay on the basic level. That is, if you burn through everything and you run a perfect run throughout the game, you should be looking at around 30 hours of gameplay for about $5 to $10. Now, the gameplay that you're going to get is actually a very good gameplay. The game has received a lot of updates, a lot of polish. Now, in terms of technical issues, there might be some technical issues depending on what platform you're playing on, but I do know on PC a lot of those issues are not existent for many people. Some people have had some of those issues, but it is nothing to write off the game, in my opinion. I think it's actually worth getting, especially the amount of gameplay that you're gonna get. You're gonna get a very solid array of content in terms of mission, in terms of progression structure, and this is all going to be worth your time. So that is the very first thing that you're going to get. The second thing is you're going to get a very strong PvE game where you as a player will progress well, and you progress fairly and have to deal with different enemy types, different enemy structures, different story aspects that they've actually put in the game for you as a player versus enemy NPCs and the environment. You're going to learn the different factions. You're going to understand how to actually play them, and this learning curve is now where I think the extra time of play that is past that first 30 hours actually going to come in. So the Division 2 is a very strong PvE game. It does have everything that you need in terms of an RPG looter shooter in terms of PvE. The loot right now is actually better than it was when the game first was released. The enemy and AI, behavior and damage and aggressiveness, all of that has been tuned to actually, get to a much more playable and enjoyable state for the player. So you're coming into a polished game about 6, 7, or however many months, about 8 months down the line or whatever it is since the game has been released. And so this is definitely something that I feel like you will enjoy if you're picking up the game. And then another thing too that I would say that you're going to be getting is a strong, community that is still left right now playing the game. Now, a lot of the community has taken a hiatus from the game. A lot of people are not playing. They're waiting for content. Some people have dropped the game just because of a whole lot of, issues. This is not the video to discuss it. If you watch my previous videos, you'll see some things. But largely, you're getting an enjoyable experience for about $5 if you're playing on the Epic Games Store, if you're buying on the Epic Games Store, or you're buying around $10. Now, I did go ahead and buy myself a copy of this on the Epic Games Store, and once you bind it to your Uplay account, you don't even need the Epic launcher to actually launch the game. It will just launch from Uplay, which is something that I had to test for myself to be very sure about. And then finally, one of the things that I would say is regarding the Division 2's PvP, I cannot say that it is at a satisfactory level just yet. Now, for those who play the PvP, they have said that the PvP for the Division 2 is actually okay. Some have said it's not good, and there's that variance, and depending on who you speak with. So if you're buying the Division 2 for the PvP, especially if you maybe played the Division 1 and you enjoyed that PvP, I would say beware. I mean, it's a $5 commitment, so you're not pulling out the full price from your pocket, but I would still say beware. The PvP community is still not, happy with this game right now. And from a lot of the PvP players that have mentioned their concerns, I would defer to their judgment, which is right now, the Division 2 might not be the best PvP game for you, but you will enjoy the PvE progression, the grind, and everything that it takes to get from level 1 all the way through World Tier 5. Now, are there going to be future updates in terms of some of the things that the PvP has been asking for? I think so. There have been allusions, but there have not been any, confirmed basis in terms of all of that. So you're getting yourself a fair product for the whole bargain. But in terms of the price point that you're paying, I think you're getting yourself a very good product for $5. I think that's where when you have to look at the value proposition, it is definitely one of those. Go ahead and buy the game, enjoy it for whatever it is that you can get from it, and then put it aside if you want to, or continue playing if you don't want to. And if you're worried about the risk and all that, well, it's $5 versus, say, maybe it's priced when it's not on sale around the $20-$30 range, which right now that is much more of a commitment than the $5 range right now. Now, I do know that Destiny is free, and so many people might say, well, don't play this, play Destiny or whatever. But we both know, if you're listening to this video, that Destiny and the Division 2 are two different games. They are under the RPG looter shooter genre, and Destiny you can always play for free. So it's not like you're taking the $5 and it's gonna maybe buy you anything in Destiny. Destiny's Shadowkeep, I think the last time I saw that DLC on sale, it was around maybe the $20-something mark, or $15 mark for that. So if you want to go for that expansion, you probably already love Destiny, and you already will most likely be buying that expansion, or you already have purchased that expansion. But if you're watching this video, you're looking for the Division 2 and, waiting for, looking for some, I would say, an opinion on whether or not to buy it. And my answer as a Division 2 content creator, as a Division 2 community member, is a yes. And I bet you when you read the comments, you might see some different opinions, and, take all of the opinions and, make the decision for yourself in the end. But largely, I think a lot of people say for that price point, you can't beat the deal. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Thank you very much for your time and audience. Thanks for listening to the video and watching. For those of you who are veterans, make sure you leave comments regarding some of the things that you find enjoyable about the game, that you feel like somebody who's coming in new would enjoy. And I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.